Welcome back to Warhammer 40k. Last time
New
we
challenge
helped
for me?
to deal with a um, revolt that was about to happen, a mutiny, and hopefully we helped deal with it. Now we're just gonna look around, see what's
We
happening, and
need to
then
investigate.
if we can, without getting interrupted again, we're gonna try to go to a Thunderfang because I got tons of cargo I need to get rid of.
That wasn't so difficult.
The gauge shows that the steam pressure is the steam pressure in this pipe is close to the maximum. However, it does not reach the bars at the other end. Okay. There's some puzzle here because there was something other over there like saying if you can find a way to get the cover off or whatever, there's something behind it. This page is where the start of each shift is marked. The last mark is missing. The the workers went on strike.
To the stars.
The heat sink warms the air around it to a scorching temperature. This is the warmest part of the bay. The workers have been dragged here, have even dragged deck chairs here. Okay. Nothing is happening. Perhaps a different valve will do something else. Okay, I gotta find another valve, you're saying? This one? Okay, I turned that. There was no other interactable valves. Interessante. Here's a valve.
I won't tolerate weakness.
So do I just gotta activate all the valves? I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time a ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see the future of helm of the Von Valancius Protectorate? Why are you so angry? I solved the problem. But why did you have to be the one to do it? And did you consider what it might cost you? I would have handled the situation myself had you not decided to intervene. Remember, Lord Captain Theodora, do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to her grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought. Maybe if Theodora had spent more time on trifling matters, she wouldn't have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard this ship now, and I will not repeat her mistake. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. The prosperity of the Von Valancius Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with all the concerns she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. And then suddenly everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what's happening on the planets. I tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past I have dealt with by tried and tested procedures, set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world, a world where Theodora is gone and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain. Your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my old habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places.
It's about time.
I get it, especially since I get the luxury of living in this universe where you don't have bullcrap like that. But, still. There you go.
Done.
We got 3 force grenades, 2 crack grenades, 3 melta charges, and some multi-keys. Did I need to turn this one at all? Nope, I think that was just it for the puzzle.
Victory awaits.
Yeah, I get the luxury of living at a time where I, can have sympathy and I can have, I want to help people. In this world, it's nothing but war. Everything sucks. Everyone dies all the time. Nothing's safe. So, yeah, I get it. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. Is there a new POI now, or is that just the one time? Because I want to get done. I want to get to the Thunderfang, please. Okay, no. Yeah, and I'm not acting like my character should because I am a noble. I did that for the perks and also the random number generator picked it for me. But I should be playing like a prick, I guess, not as someone that wants to help people. Okay. Let's see. Cargo. You want heretic trophies and Xeno artifacts. I got heretic trophies here. Bam! I don't know if this is actually a full list or if it's different between the different 4 clans. No, there's 5. Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 like trading clans, I guess, in the game. I don't know if it's different between them or not. And if I did sell this, that'd still only be 200 more. 200, 500. Okay, hide untradeable. Do I have multiple? I mean, I got miscellaneous 2 times. Well, I'd sell the jewelry, of course. Ship components, maybe. Jewelry and jewelry. We get a lot of ranged weapon and armor, so I'll take those out. We need 150 more. More armor, I guess. Damn. Then we get the next set. Besides, I don't know. One second, sorry. So we can get a soul pattern chain sword. Decent. Stalker gloves, which if the wearer's ranged attack hits an enemy, the wearer gains +5 bonus to crit hit chance for next ranged attack against the same enemy. That could be good against, or that could be good for that'd be good for my sister of battle, or maybe me, but probably her. An auto gun. And then some med kits never hurt, but I probably will never use them because I usually don't. Damn, that's a good one. Okay, after all that, we finally got our stuff. Do I want to sell any more? I don't know if there's a limit. 1 second. Doesn't tell me. No, it doesn't. Could upgrade my hull again and my RAM. I'll do that. Just a little bit. Do it again. Okay. Features, got some good stuff there. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone has their post. I might have to get out. Yeah, I think I have to get out to look. I'm trying to see if there's a limit on cargo, because I'm not entirely sure if it just keeps filling and filling until you get to a merchant ship like the Thunderfang to drop off and sell for reputation points, or if there's like a cap. Once you have, say, 20 or so containers filled of whatever, jewelry, Xeno artifacts, whatever, and it caps off. I don't know. That's why I'm checking. It might say. Cargo management. Doesn't say. It might just go till whenever you want to stop. I mean, I could go sell more off, but I don't want to. And I don't know if some of these actually do stuff, because I saw the one time if I have provisions as a good or what, but it said I got rid of provisions and fuel for a conversation because I went down a certain road. Yeah, I might put the stalker gloves on her if she doesn't have any. Yeah, she doesn't. Put those on. I don't know if Abelard does or not. He does have gloves on. What do yours do? If you fall unconscious. I'll give that to the other one if I can. I can put that on her. That's good because she's actually kind of weak. Then we got a chain swords. I don't know if that's better than yours. Your Mars pattern one does 1 more damage, but it has less armor penetration. It does have dodge reduction. Parry minus the thing. Chains deal more crit damage. I think I'll just take that. Yeah. And then we'll see. Should I? I think I'll put it in my right. I don't know if my offhand does less damage when I put in the offhand. Or if it's just like, oh, you have 2 options available for attacks because you have 2 swords. I'd have to see. Oh, we got that, which I should look for Sister of Battle. That the Ripper does 5 to 7, so it's more just overall. And it has more rate of fire, more armor penetration, more ammo, and it does the overprint. Yeah, so you're not switching that out. What about me for my secondary? Can I put it on for my secondary? 6 to 8, 4 versus 6. That's 36 max damage, 18 low damage if all bullets hit. Meanwhile, this is 4 and that says 24 and 32, which is a lot better. Yeah, so I'm keeping that. And you have the same gun. Yeah, so he might just have to stay for a little bit. And then check to see if you have a sword that wants to replace that one. The other one. How do I get to see the other one? There you go. It's the 2-handed. I want to see the other one. I might have to take this off for a second. There you go. It does more damage than both of them. I think I might replace the chain sword on this for that, but then you'll keep the big boy sword. Yeah. And then we got 2 scrappy auto pistols. Honestly, I can give one up, I think. Sorry, I'm taking time to do some container management. Cargo. And then for you, same probably. I'll split one into the cargo. Yep, same thing. Okay. Boom. Alrighty, schmighty. Now I'm gonna go to the cargo quarters. I'm gonna drop off some of these notes because I don't think I need all of them. Just clogs up my inventory space. Where's my closet? It's in my room. No, it's not the closet, it's the safe. That's right. Alrighty. I'll put this. I can't. Why can't I put these in? Okay. I guess they're just gonna stay there. That's kind of annoying. We're good to go. We're gonna try to get to the next area now. Awesome. Hopefully we don't get interrupted again. Let me do a quick check on the main dudes. Yes, there you go. Okay, I can do it from here. Let me guess, it's worthless though. No, it's the same. Okay. Interessante. Now I don't even have to travel back and forth, I guess. Hide untradeable. I got a lot of fuel. Question. I can't interact with them. Yeah, so we got the Drusians, which are the people that follow St. Drusus and all that. We got the Explorators, which were the Adeptus Mechanicus guys that go out and sometimes militaristically take over old technology plans and stuff. We got the Kibellah, which from what I remember is kind of like a cult, I think. And then we got the Fellowship of the Void, which is a bunch of pirates and stuff put together. And then we got the Imperial Navy, which is the Emperor of Man's navy of soldiers. Okay, that's good to know we can do that. I can also make my own character to be like another teammate, but I'm not going to do that because that tips the scales in my favor, I feel like. Because I get another person to carry gear around and have weaponry, and I can specialize them in a specific way, which is kind of unfair, I feel like. Anyway. Have you heard anything? Nope. What good are you then, bro? Nothing new with my teammates?
Greetings.
Nope. Anything with you, Ravor? Do you know anything about a ship named the Fiery Reckoning? I've heard the name, that much I'm sure of, but I can't recall the details. I wonder if it was part of the operation that the late Mort was put in charge of. If it was, then there's nothing I can tell you, Lord Captain. The whole thing was kept under wraps. Your best chance would be to ask the High Factorum. Maybe some of his treasury records have mentions of this Fiery Reckoning. I think I asked him and he basically told me I don't know, but I'd have to double check. Who are you? Oh, Uwe. I was like, who's Liv? It's Uwe.
Words cannot
hello.
describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Ooh. Tell me about yourself.
I am a part of House Orselio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility. Since time immemorial, our family has served to advance knowledge, pushing at the boundaries of the dark unknown. The Starway Atlas contains 2,843 routes that chart the sectors of the Segmentum Obscurus and reach all the way from the Coronis Expanse to Holy Terra.
Yeah, I'll just stay quiet.
And uniting the Imperium's thousands of worlds. House Orselio is bound by commercial pacts to houses Galeatis, Ortina, Drotus, and... There is a dark blue knot tightening on your neck, Lord Captain. I can see my reply is not satisfying your thirst for knowledge. What is it you desire to hear exactly?
No, I was listening. Navigators identify so strongly with their house. It must be difficult for you not to be able to lean on your elders, but you have my word that I will look after you.
You will? That would be most appreciated, Lord Captain.
Yep, I got you. So you've never lived anywhere other than Uric 5?
Hardly. According to the chronicles of the house, I was born on one of the Orselio worlds. Oh, what was it? Please forgive me, Lord Captain. My childhood memories are too vague. Sometimes I dream about the colorful birds that built their nests in the garden, or the servants dressed in purple livery, or
Cardinals,
the blue fog
though?
that rolled over the lowlands behind the palace. But everything is covered in a rosy haze. Perhaps it is my imagination, not my memory, that is painting these pictures.
Yeah, I love nature sometimes. It's so pretty. Like cardinals and, sometimes robins have nice colors. You got finches sometimes. Then you got all the pretty flowers and trees blooming. Tell me about your life on the station.
My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty. Astromancy, astrography, numerology, the histories of my house and the Imperium, as well as other disciplines. For many years, dozens of instructors tirelessly prepared me for my destiny. And once a year, Great Regent Alronto would come to the station. He would entrust his beautiful vessel to my command, so that I could master the practical aspects of our art as well.
Well, that's the guy we're trying to find, isn't it? Aranto? Or is that the other guy? The Lord Inquisitor. I can't remember if that's the Executor we gotta find, or if that is the Grand Inquisitor. Anyway. Did you have friends, someone you could turn to for a simple conversation, not a discussion of yet another lecture?
The Regent gave me a bird from a sunlit planet once.
Ooh.
I tried to befriend it and make it sing, but
Oh,
for
no.
some reason, it refused and died soon after. The instructors were too respectful of my duty to my house to waste precious time on idle chatter. Aside from them, there were only servants on the station. And they have their vocal cords removed, so they cannot break their vow of silence.
I'll take the vow. You don't have to cut my tongue out.
And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition? Your decks are so garish. Apologies, I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
Yeah, a ruler cannot maim people just because it is in his power to do so. On the contrary, It is the duty of every ruler to look after his subjects, because if you don't got subjects, you don't got power. That's just easy, like, realistic thinking.
Your words sound amazingly blasphemous.
It's
If a
not!
ruler's duty dictates the need for violence, would dispensing it not be their responsibility?
No.
I will contemplate your answer in solitude.
Okay. So you want me to kill people? Your third eye, do you always conceal it?
The navigator's open eye is baneful to whoever the warp's ruinous shine falls upon, and therefore it is the symbol of our power. We are the guiding stars of humanity, found worthy of an uncommon gift, and one of the duties that we bear is to guard our eye, even from wayward glances that may bear evil. Besides, I am aware that lesser servants of the Imperium may find our appearance repulsive. The Navigator gene twists the features the rabble are used to seeing, and the magnificence of our role cannot be grasped by their feeble minds.
Yeah, you're beautiful. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. And if they do, you know, it's either just because they don't like you and you're not really gonna change that, or, you know, they're just very mean. They're jerks. So don't listen to people.
Lord Captain, you are overstepping the bounds of propriety.
I am just being honest. Doesn't matter if you're super tall or you got really long fingers or you got a third eye thing or you make people go kind of crazy when you're around. Doesn't matter. What does it feel like to guide a vessel through the warp?
It may be difficult to describe. You see, every navigator perceives the warp differently. My mentor, Great Regent Elronto, always described his travels through the Immaterium as a journey through a vast wood with countless paths. And I, assisting him in the first voyages, futilely tried to follow his example. But the wood would not reveal itself to me. But everything changed when I found my own key to this mystery. You see, I've always brightened up my rare moments of leisure time by painting. You may recall there was a workshop in my chambers.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I imagined the warp as a blank canvas, an indescribable feeling came over me. I moved the brush, going deeper and deeper into my own painting. Visions were hidden within the vibrant colors of my palette, and something inside me knew which should be brought out and which should be left behind. I woke up several days later, after the voyage was safely complete.
Yeah, the only problem I have with that is if you guys watch the whole Call of Cthulhu playthrough, paintings can kind of be a doorway to different dimensions, and especially when we do have dimensions in this, especially hell. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's just me. It's whatever. Because paintings elicit emotions and perspectives and windows, might one say. So I don't know if it's always the best to do that. Anyway, I noticed that your love of painting is reflected in your speech as well. You associate so many images with hues and colors.
The Emperor graced me with a gift. I can see inner life in addition to the mundane. You cannot know that a fruit has rotten from the inside until a blade slices it in two. I can see the rot from far away. It roils like swamp mud, oozing through the bright peel. Anger and boredom, sadness and joy. Everything that people shut away inside themselves is revealed to me like colors on the canvas of my world.
Okay.
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
Tell me about House Orcelio.
As the only voice of our family on this vessel, it is an honor. As long as your questions are courteous, I will answer every one of them.
I take it the house has a rich history.
Oh, yes. The navigators of the house came to the Coronis Expanse fairly recently, a mere 208 years ago. Before
That's not
that,
that
our
bad.
ancestors expanded the borders of humankind's dominion for the glory of the Emperor, blazing trails to different corners of the galaxy.
Who rules the house?
Just as a rogue trader stands at the head of a protectorate, a Novator heads a navigator house. It is the Novator who decides where to look for alliances and which path their bloodline is destined to tread. As for our house, the transfer of power to a successor is currently underway. In the meantime, Great Regent Auronto Orselio is ensuring the stability of the house.
Auronto is silly. Wasn't Auronto dead? You lived in seclusion on a closed station until Philip committed his sabotage. So then you must be the Novator's successor.
So says Regent Auronto. Nothing is decided yet. Some people in the house become enshrouded in rolling grey clouds at the thought of me becoming the Novator. But even more are bound with dull leaden chains. They think I am not ready for such a burden.
Depends on you, I guess. Is the Orselio prophecy system named after your ancestor?
You are shrewd indeed. My ancestor charted that route while fleeing the enemies of humanity. They say the Emperor himself was his guide, because the warp expelled their vessel without a single loss.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, the lips of those who relate this tale seep with disgusting green hubris. I think Kibellah Orselio was simply a skilled navigator.
With your permission, I would like to talk about something else.
By all means.
That's okay. That's not how we... Are we? I don't know. What does your special sight reveal?
Sister Argenta shines like a guiding star, inspiring resolve in those around her,
True.
seemingly inexplicably. However, I see a dark and ugly fog billow behind her, contrasting sharply with her shining light. It burdens the Sister of Battle. It drags her down. Yet Argenta herself is hardly aware of it.
Probably the guys who wounded her.
Seneschal Viserion is among the few whose colors are a pleasure to look at. Whenever the Seneschal speaks, heavenly crystal clarity spreads around him. And whenever he is angered, dark blue clouds condense over him. And in his rare moments of joy, a pure gleam of sunset pink caresses the souls of those near him. Out of your entire retinue, Lord Captain, he is the only one I would trust with my life.
Well, I would say I would trust the Sister of Battle, but then again, I'm not a mutant. Which she's lucky that the Sister of Battle is bound to me, because otherwise she might just go psycho on her.
Idira's emotions are like a maelstrom, bright, unbridled, enveloping her form like a wondrous kaleidoscope of colors. And as dangerous as a twisting warp storm. The riot of colors hides the truth from my eyes. What exactly is driving this woman? Is it her own will, or is it the Immaterium, Lord Captain?
Don't know.
Kibellah is bathed in crimson as bright as fresh blood, and its sight is all the more striking in the embrace of impenetrable darkness. And yet, there is no malice in these heavy shadows. They are impartial, morose, uncompromising, and ever consuming what weak flashes of other colors there may appear. Right here? Are you sure?
It's best if we under alert. God.
Of course. I have
That's fine. She's a very nice girl, besides, you know, the whole just saying that she would kill a bunch of people If she is in charge? I don't know. Heinrich Moddeg at your service. Did I not talk to you before? I'm gonna speedrun this because for some reason it didn't save from last time. Okay. Where is Kibellah? Should talk to Abelard.
Lord Captain. A noble aspiration, Lord. As you wish, Lord Captain. As you wish. Of course. Lord
As you wish. Danrock. Did I ask you about the... I'm not asking to replace Theodore's chambers with my nude picture. I don't know if I did. Maybe it's in the journal. Stop by the residential units. Guess I gotta go do that. At some point. Should I do it now? I don't know. Where is Kibellah? There's Idira.
All right. I'm so...
Nothing new. Okay. There you are.
Domin.
Oh, okay, so you just stabbed yourself. Awesome. I'd like to know more about the sacred mysteries of the death cult.
The Vizier taught us that there are many like us throughout the Imperium who spill blood in his name. Death cultists, as they call us. He said that no two death cults are the same, just as there are no two identical stars in the void. I will tell you about the blood-spun web, but I cannot speak on behalf of all death cults.
I like her voice. It's kind of like, almost sounds like a spider, almost. I don't know if that's the mechanical part of her mouth or what. What is the cult's purpose?
The blood-spun web holds the bays of the flagship together with the threads of its faith. Such is our service to the Domini of the von Valancius line. The Undying One commanded the Domini to embark on a ship and sail the Void's expanse. And thus, it became our duty to protect your dynasty and the Ark that became its home. This great relic of blood and adamantine. Some loathe and fear us. They call us murderers and reapers.
They're not
Others
wrong.
call us dancers of death, who send the souls of the dead on their way. Both are right. Both are wrong. We are servants of the undying Emperor. When he whispers that the time has come for a righteous martyr's soul to be laid in his blessed hands, we come to claim it. When he whispers that the wicked must know of his wrath, we come to reap. This is how we maintain order on the ship, unseen and guided by death's will.
Okay. You hear a whisper in your mind telling you to kill someone and you obey. Have you ever considered these whispers could be the deceptions orchestrated by minions of the archenemy?
Death's whisper is unmistakable. It is not like the murmur of stars or the hiss of corruption. It is truthful, pure, unyielding. Only the most eminent of us, the High Spinners, can hear the whisper of the Undying One and give voice to his will. They must hone their senses and temper their body and soul for years before his call can reach them. If it puts you more at ease, you can think of these whispers as his providence.
Still think it could be demons, easily. Especially with all the blood crap. That could either be Zinch, because Zinch likes to mess with people just cause, so it could be him. Or it could be Korn, because Korn is the blood god. If you hear stuff through spilt blood, chances are it could be a blood letter, or maybe just Korn speaking through the blood directly. I don't know. How do you know you have never made a mistake? How can you make sure you never robbed one of your victims their life?
We are carried along by a current of blood in the great river of fate. Life is not given or taken away by chance. If I see an enemy of humanity, my blade will sever the thread of their existence. I
Fair
will
enough
not
there.
wait for a sign of his divine bidding. I am his will, and I do what must be done.
I agree with chaos, killing them, and demons and stuff, like confirmed chaos. Like cultists that they're like, oh, I serve Nurgle or something like that. And I also believe killing demons because demons just want to kill you or take you away to hell and have their way with you because that's fun. Most aliens, I would say yes. If they worked with the Tau, maybe they could win, but they don't like to work with aliens, so I don't see it happening. And the Tau are kind of pricks. The rest are kind of like, and yeah, to kill the Tyranids. Tyranids are going to eat you anyway. They don't talk. Anyway. Be that as it may, your thirst for blood is troubling.
There is no thirst, only duty. Killing brings us no pleasure. We are instruments of his will, and this is how we serve him.
How long has the blood-spun web been in existence?
Spinners carved the chronicles of our history on the stones of our temple long ago. But fate and time have erased our past, just as an exploding star erases a part of the galaxy from existence.
What are the responsibilities of the Vizier?
It is the Vizier's duty
Viziers.
to watch over the
That's
flock,
getting close enough.
to lead those who want to learn more of the Undying One, but are fearful of death, and guide those who seek answers in death, but do not know how to live. The Vizier protects all, those who do not know we exist, those who are grateful for our service, and even those who hate us. The Vizier sees what is to come, remembers the past, and accepts the present. They spin a web of faith and blood so strong that no enemy may sunder it. This is the Vizier's burden. This is the legacy of the matriarch spider.
Who was the matriarch spider? We know.
It is said that she was one of many, Born in the void, the Domin's subject, she honored death instead of life, and for this, she was persecuted. It is said that when the arch-enemy's forces invaded the flagship during a warp jump, she gathered the Undying One's servants around her and saved the ship from ruin. Together, they spun the first threads of the web to ensure that such devastation would never happen again. It is said that she was strong
Okay,
and
chill.
indomitable.
After this.
But as the years passed, her heart became as stone. And thus, the Undying One whispered her name to the one who would become the first vizier of the blood-spun web.
Why do you call yourself spinners? Do you Beyblade?
Through blood, sweat, tears, and the strength of their convictions, the servants of the Undying One spin the souls of your subjects into threads of balance. This is why we refer to ourselves as spinners. Those who are newly committed to the blood-spun web are called lesser spinners. If they are faithful in their service to him, they may eventually become spinners. The most devout of us all are known as the High Spinners, of whom there are 7, each bearing a unique title. The Vizier, the first spinner, leads the cult. I, Kibellah, am the second spinner. The third spinner's name is Io, and there are 4 more.
So do you, say the first one dies of old age or maybe he gets assassinated or whatever? Does the second one take place as Vizier, or is there just a new person that takes that spot? How's the hierarchy work? You say the God Emperor is death. There are some who might say as blasphemous. No. Can you teach me you'll say I probably am not good enough.
The tenets are knowledge, an art that is passed down from one generation of the blood-spun web to the next. Even so, there are spinners who will never fully comprehend this knowledge in the time allotted to them by the Undying One. The tenets dictate how one follows the thread of life, but they are also the thread itself, from first breath to last. The tenets cannot be taught, they must be lived. Only then will you understand.
I'll say it. You say the God Emperor's death. Some might say that's blasphemous.
The Undying One is death itself. We serve him, and
He's
thus we
light,
serve death.
technically.
This is not a comparison, attribution, or preference. It is the truth, and nothing can change it.
Well, if you guys know the lore at all, so the God Emperor, after Horus Heresy, blah blah blah, if you ever want to go into it, I'd recommend a guy named Bricky. He puts all of the timeline and the different Space Marine legions, like the Space Wolves, we'll get to later, I guess, because there's a Space Wolf in this. Anyway, you got the timeline. He has videos for the different races. You'll have the different ones in the Imperium, and then you'll have all of the other ones, the Xenos and the demons. He'll go into those. Then there's ones where he compares all the Space Marine legions, both loyal and chaos, but now it's more split up into chapters instead of legions because of a whole deal that happened. But anywho, yeah, I'd watch his videos because it would make a lot more sense for some of this if you're not getting all of it. Anyway, fast forward, if you've seen the Horus Heresy and all that, you know what it is. After the Emperor died, he got put on his chair to power the Astronomicon, where he's fed 1,000 psychers a day, blah blah blah. People think because he's basically dead on the throne, like he's barely alive, and he's just there, and he's getting fed a bunch of souls, people think he's actually a demon god now, basically a god. And not the good kind like he used to be. So, I don't know if I want to call him Death, because that might be actually true. He might be like a death god. He might be screwing us over, actually. He might try to kill us later. We never know. Anyway. We'll go over all this next time, because one guy keeps bugging me.
May the Undying One shroud your footsteps from the faithless.
How? Yeah, I'll end it here. Next time we'll finish that conversation. Then, no interruptions, hopefully. What I'm going to try to do is get to the other locations, see if I can get the rest of the regular team members there should be. I don't know how many there should be, but we'll see. Anywho, I'll do that. Then we'll do this, because I'm pretty sure this is DLC. Yeah. I'm not sure though. I don't know, it doesn't specifically put it out. But this is DLC stuff. Yes. Okay, anyway. We'll try to do this after we get some people, hopefully, and refill our stocks. Then we'll go down there, because that's DLC part, and then we'll see where we go from there. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like it, and like I said, if you don't get the lore entirely yet, or there's some things you just don't know, ask me, or just go watch Bricky, because he can do a lot more in-depth than I can probably do. I can do pretty in-depth, but I might like not know names or planets really that well. He has more specific. Anyway, yeah, do that. Hope you guys have a nice day, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Peace.